Hi Cancer, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-November 2025 love reading. Thanks to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as I am harmless, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, future energies between you and a main love interest. Then we'll pull oracle cards to help with the bridge and the gap dynamic. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like they were around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have tradition. So this is actually the equivalent of the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which is actually a Taurus energy. So this could just be saying in the past, if you look at the names on the card, we have Romeo and Juliet. There could have been something about this connection that was forbidden, but there could have been this strong pull toward each other. So maybe the two of you were just friends, but maybe one of you was involved in another connection at the time to where, you couldn't actually be together, but yet you still felt a strong pull toward each other. But yeah, that's primarily what I'm getting with that. It seems like there was something that prevented it from being a more formalized connection in the past. Past energy on their side, we have the Page of Wands. So with this, I'm getting Page of Swords. With this, I'm getting primarily that more likely they did feel an attraction toward you, but maybe just not to the full extent that you might have been feeling it. But as far as their communication around that attraction too, there could have been a bit of a hang up there. So again, strong feelings there, communicating around those feelings might have been a little bit lacking in the past. Alright, present energy on your side, we have the King of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here, and we are in the Scorpio season right now. So yeah, it could just be saying that as we're moving through that season, there's plenty of energy going on there. We had Mars in there recently, now Venus is in there. We actually have the Mercury retrograde that's going to eventually go back into Scorpio, so plenty of energy moving around in your fifth house. But yeah, this could just be saying that the feelings might still be there, but now you could just be even more reluctant to share those feelings with this person at this time. Present energy on their side, we have the Moon. So yeah, so it looks like they do have a pretty strong attraction for you, but with the Moon, it could just be saying that, okay, maybe emotionally they feel that way, but are they expressing it, right? So again, going back to what we were seeing with the Page of Swords in the past. So that could be the main issue, right? What they're feeling versus what they're actually communicating. There could be a gap there, and then maybe you feeling that gap has you feeling unsure of what to communicate around your feelings, right? So you can see how those energies aren't working together very well right now. Future energy on your side, we have the Ten of Coins. So this is Virgo energy here. So yeah, this could just be saying that in the future, it looks like the two of you will have a conversation that will actually lead to you being more open toward the potential of this connection turning into something more significant. Now, given that this is Virgo energy, there's not really any upcoming transits that are going to move through there, so I don't necessarily feel like it's more of a timeline thing, but yeah, I do feel like this is saying that in the near future, the two of you will have some kind of conversation that does make you feel a little bit more positive as far as where the connection is going to go next. Future energy on their side, we have the Six of Wands. So this is a Leo energy here, and with this artwork, it always stands out to me. I always see bunch of birds out on those posts there that are free to roam, and then we see one in the cage, right? And if we think of birds as representing communication, it could be saying that maybe that's, for some of you, that could be what it is, right? Where you might start to come to realization with this person that they might show up in very practical, real ways that give you a pretty clear indication that they do have feelings for you, but you just might realize that when it comes to actually communicating them, that could be where they struggle a little bit, right? So you might have to view it as a bit of a trade-off, the way you say, okay, yeah, maybe they're not as verbally expressive as I would like as far as how they feel toward me, but if I look at their actions, I do see that they show up pretty consistently, right? So it could just be one of those things where maybe the two of you talk through that, and that's what has you feeling a little bit more optimistic about how the connection will go in the future. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have Fortune. So this is actually the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune in traditional tarot, which is Jupiter energy. And you guys have had Jupiter in your sign for quite some time. It's starting its retrograde now, so it could just be one of those things where, maybe that has you reevaluating where you stand, and then also feel like the artwork there looks like that figure is not physically in the room with her. So I feel like this is saying definitely be on the lookout for signs and synchronicities to give you some guidance around how to approach this connection as well. Right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, so maybe this will be something that comes out when you do have that conversation that, again, in the end, will leave you feeling more optimistic as far as where the connection's going to go. But, they could even reveal to you that, yeah, you know what, in the past, because they were a bit withheld as far as it came to expressing their emotions, that might have led to other connections falling apart in the past as well, right? So they could even have that awareness that it's a thing, but overcoming it could just be a little bit difficult for them. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Oracle deck. I'm just going to give this a few shuffles. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll actually just pull a card. And next we'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck. So I'm going to give this a few shuffles now. And we'll do the same thing here. So let's take this card, get this out of the way, and we'll take a look at that Messages of Love card first. All right, we have Leap of Faith. Oh, see if we get that to focus better. There we go. It says it's safe to make the move you're considering. So yeah, so for some of you, if you'd actually feel like it'd be better to, so for example, maybe you're going to be the one that starts this conversation around, hey, what's the deal, right? It seems like there's feelings, but there's not really clear communication around it, right? If that's something you're considering, you could do that. If you're even considering withdrawing to figure out what's going on, same thing there. But yeah, hopefully that resonated. And then from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Peace. There's the artwork. The number is 23. We'll see what this has to say. All right, the relationship message says, when two people are in true alignment with one another, they have an innate harmony between them. They are as two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who is who. Peace is yours, and it is to be savored. So yeah, to be fair, I would say it doesn't look like you're quite there just yet, right? But like we said, in the near future, it looks like there will be some sort of a shift to where you do feel more positive about which direction this connection is going to be going in. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.